so we can see what and when stuff is happening. And we started. Oh, I'm sorry. But as I clicked over to check what's going on, we've started. So we will be getting the streams synced up, and when they are, perfectly synchronized, the first room is essentially the same for both runners. It's just very straightforward. Just hold right and mitigate lag by killing enemies. This is an old Game Boy game, so you really have to actually worry about stuff like, oh, look at this perfect synchronization. Oh, mmohasa taking the damage boost. But since it's an old Game Boy game, you actually have to worry about like storage and memory space and all that. So sprites on screen take up a lot of the game's or system's processing power. So the fewer there are, the faster the game runs, the faster the game can run. When there's a lot of stuff going on, like Kirby's flashing from having curry in his mouth, or various other things, honestly. Lots of enemies on screen. The game slows down a decent amount. It eats a lot of your inputs, and yeah, things that are detrimental to your speedrun may happen. MKCocoon finishing with a 30 star grab, and mmohasa finishing with a 33 star grab. Both very respectable. So, the runners are, this is going to sound odd, but tactically jumping and sucking to manipulate RNG, so the game gives them what pattern they want. So basically when you start the game, you're given a random seed, and Speedman, who just the other night advanced to Winners Finals, has figured out pretty much how to find seeds and how to manipulate them to get what you want in this game. MKCocoon tried to get the low to go to the top, but low went to the lowest platform there, which is the slowest. You guys should hate me for that pun. So yeah, there's not a lot of RNG in the enemy movement here. Neither runner is going for curry strats, which can possibly save time or possibly lose time. If executed well and you get a lucky pattern from the two little teardrop blobs, low, and la, then it's faster. However, you can also get a 3 cycle on these guys, which means they walk across the stage 3 separate times. But with the new manipulation found, you can pretty much guarantee a good pattern from them and do the curry strats as well. However, both I don't think mmohasa really went for the manipulation, and MKCocoon dropped it. So they both elected to go for the typical, somewhat standard option. The RNG manip drop means that both runners will not have to worry about, trying to get anything further off of that. And it also means that Cracko is very much up to save or ruin people's runs. So this world right here is pretty straightforward. Just don't get hit by the enemies, and you should really be getting consistent time in this, because the boss fight has little to no luck involved with it. So you're really able to get consistency on this fight. Even the Wispy fight, or in World 1 overall, because there is the Poppy Rose fight, there is some variance in what could possibly happen on any random seed. However, but leading to up to like maybe a whole like 4 or 5 seconds plus or minus to get your first split. However, on this one, you should be very consistent. There is not much else going on besides Blimp. Now, fun little fact, in the game's manual, it refers to Kabula, the Blimp, as a she. So, it's the she. The Kirby fact of the day. Oh, and mmohasa missing the star! That is quite a silly time loss, honestly. But this is a terrifically close race, and I'm expecting more close races from this whole set. Bubbly Clouds is another movement-based level. As you'll see Hasa going through and getting hit by the Scarfies, again, they actually explode when you kill them, and you can get hurt by the lingering hitbox. So that is very annoying. It's best to avoid them, but when you have to kill them, you have to stay back. You also can't inhale them, and as you might know from previous Kirby games, or sorry, Kirby games after this, there are no previous Kirby games because this is the maiden game of the series. I gotta work on this. But they turn red, angry, and chase you. Now into the little cloud labyrinth room, as I call it. Just knowing when and how to move, and both runners kind of spaghettiing here. MKCocoon died for the Gordo. Gordos do 2 damage typically, and that is really bad for MKCocoon. He seems to be playing nervously right now. Yeah, getting hit by that Waddle Dee as well. We hate to see it happen. And then by the Scarfy as well. So, as Hasa's in the, and now MKCocoon's in the Cracko Jr. fight, kind of nicely synced up. You can just stand on the left side of the screen and he'll never be able to hit you. And then you just walk back, inhale, the Waddle Doo, repeat 2 more times and he's dead. So now, Hasa has the Mint Leaf, which pretty much makes Kirby only able to fly. He can't land, as you see him just kind of gliding everywhere, and you just keep exhaling. So it's the same ability that you have for the Kabula fight, but it's just in the normal game. I don't know if it occurs any more times in the normal game besides that. And now he's got the Curry. Curry appears 2 other times in this run. However, both other times are optional. And onto the Cracko fight. This fight is infamous for being very, very luck-based without manipulation. Oh, MK's sweating right now. Sorry, put it on my side. Give me 1 second. I hope I just didn't destroy your ears. So basically, in this fight, Cracko has 3 options. He can switch sides, do the beam attack, or drop a Waddle Doo. You want him to drop a Waddle Doo as frequently as possible. That is because you can, obviously attack him with him. And the other 2 options just waste time. So, well, other 2 options, unless it's directly after dropping a Waddle Doo, wastes time. MKCocoon making a lot of time up with that Cracko fight, and we're back to a very tight race. So optimally, you get non-attack, or non-Waddle Doo, Waddle Doo, so it's no enemy, enemy, no enemy, enemy. With the manipulation, that's possible, but with regular luck, that is very, very, very rare. There's a chance you might not even ever see it if you do that. So now we get into the refight stage, Mount DDD, and you pretty much just have to go through short little mini levels and refight all the bosses. Hasa's struggling right here, taking as much damage as he's doing to Lolo and La. To fight for the rest of it, to health for the rest of these 3 fights might not cut it, especially with this Kabula that he's going into now. With full health, the strategy is just to stay up in her face and tank all the hits. However, that's really not going to cut it here, as he enters this with only 2 health. MKCocoon goes for Cracko next to get over with the luck-based element. It's kind of hard to compare when the 2 different runners have different routes, but you're actually very rarely going to see runners who have the same route for this. All that matters is that the first fight that you do is Lolo La, because that is the closest to where you spawn, so it's the fastest of where you walk to. but the rest of the times you spawn in the middle of the floor in the main room. So going anywhere, you're going to have to do it just either one of the 3 times. You can fight him in any order. Both runners on Cracko. However, that doesn't say anything about where they actually are. Kind of weird, I know. Because Hasa's on his 3rd fight, and MKCocoon is on only his 2nd and in the stage of his 3rd fight. All bosses take, different speeds. However, the first 3 bosses are the same, so now we can know how far ahead Hasa is, and it looks pretty significant to MKCocoon. And again, DDD does have a chance of ruining Hasa's lead. He could get, like, Chooch tier RNG. Sounds funny, but I'm unlucky. For the most part. Hasa entering the fight at 11:11. Just going to take the DD fight, 2 health. Not going to take a tactical death, which some runners sometimes do. Especially with 1 health. But with 2, maybe not. That's definitely up to your discretion. MKCocoon entering the fight at almost 11:36, which is about 25 seconds behind. He gets the double hit, and he's now down to 1 health, so he's going to have to play very conservatively. But that double hit does give him a bit of a leg up in trying to recover from this. Hasa taking another damage there. Both runners at 1 health. MKCocoon has 2 fewer hits left on DDD. We will see what happens here. No one can do a second jump for MKCocoon, second jump for Hasa, and that is it for MKCocoon. As long as Hasa can close out these last 2 health bars on DDD like this, it's game over. Game 1 to Hasa. MKCocoon slaps that reset button, slaps that forfeit machine. Very unfortunate. As MK just said in chat, this game needs a lot of inputs. It really eats a lot of inputs. On to race 2, I assume. So I don't really know much about Hasa's background, but I do know about a decent bit about MKCocoon, as we've been speedrunning together for about over a year, and we are part of the quote-unquote degenerates. Shout out to the degens. And our main game is typically Nightmare in Dreamland, but most people play at least 2 out of 3. 2 out of the 3 Nightmare and Flagship games, which is Nightmare in Dreamland, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and Kirby Squeak Squad. I do believe we're getting the second match getting set up. I feel like MKCocoon's probably complaining about more things. Hands cold. Hands cold? Are you kidding me? Hands cold. The best excuse. So as this is, again, winners, semis, this is a 2-race series, and we are, again, back on it. So we can pretty much watch 2 identical room 1s. It's fun. This is the optimal way to get rid of lag. mmohasa not going for the manip, but MKCocoon does, and he's able to get the fast bomb from that. So Poppy Bros always goes slow bomb, which is jump up, land, and then throw the bomb. Fast bomb, which is jump up and throw the bomb at the peak of his jump. Or dance, which is he dances around you, jumps to the other side of the screen, comes back, and then gives you a slow bomb pattern. So if you ever get that, if you're going for a PB attempt without manip, you just reset at that point, because it's early in the run and it loses so much time. MKCocoon accidentally bopping the ground there, doing some emergency manipulation, it looked like. And that is MKCocoon coming out in front at the end of World 1. And again into World 2. So mmohasa just pretty much sucked up that microphone, and to me, those microphones have always looked like 10-gallon hats just sitting on the ground. I find that hilarious every time. It's so dumb that I laugh at that, but alas, I do. So MKCocoon is now going to get all the lows on the highest platform, as with that manip right there. So, I keep saying manip whenever they jump and whatnot, but RNG advances in this game when Kirby creates a star by either falling and landing on a platform like that right beneath MKCocoon's foot, or bumping into a wall as he just did right there, or it also advances when Kirby inhales. Very good manip, and we're going to see the la quick kill with Curry. That puts MKCocoon even further ahead with a 249 star grab. Very good job from him so far. And a 3-minute star grab from mmohasa. I've never really been good at this world right here. Maybe just my fault. Because this really just is like, walk right, LOL. See, look, it's a 10-gallon hat. It's totally a 10-gallon hat. And I am fully convinced that that's what the microphones in this game are. Look at mmohasa's screen. Look at that. It's a hat. Ugh. I cannot believe it. It's just put a hat in for the microphone. So, right there is that little curry dish that MKCocoon just passed. You can take it or not. Sometimes it's, I mean, it's almost always slower, but for beginner runners, it barely makes a difference. And it might even help. So it's just like marginally slower. It's not awful. Not at all. Coming up on the Kabula fight. if you jump into that mint leaf, which is the item that gives you the always fly and just shoot those puffs like laser beams. If you jump and hit the mint leaf, at some random time, if you press the button during the fight, you'll just shoot up like maybe one Kirby body length. It's pretty odd, and it just looks like a little coding oversight to me. However, I can't say for sure because I don't know. I did not develop Kirby's DreamLand. So again, the hold right room, as you can see on Hasa's screen, you just walk right past all that stuff with all of the parasols, umbrellas, that whole bit, you just walk right. Hence the name, walk right screen. Back into the Cloud Labyrinth where we saw MKCocoon die last race. Looks like he's overcoming his demons, mainly. Into the Cracko Jr. fight. Hasa not far behind. However, if MKCocoon can keep up the manipulation, he'll stay ahead. It's pretty much a guarantee at this point. I mean, if he keeps up the manip, it's guaranteed to stay ahead. Let's see if MKCocoon goes for the background glitch. If you inhale the mint leaf here, no, he does not. If you inhale a mint leaf and hit the water at the same time in the pool beneath it, then Kirby just goes into the background. So he has like the checkered pattern over him. Yeah, there it is. Hasa gets the background glitch. It offers no like advantage in speed, but it looks cool. And what else matters in speedrunning besides it looks cool? Into the Cracko fight. If MKCocoon has kept up his manipulation, this fight will pretty much be free for him, and we will see what optimal Cracko looks like. Oh no, this doesn't look like optimal Cracko. That is not an optimal Cracko. So MKCocoon's manipulation has been dropped. Anything can happen here. Hasa can still catch up, even on this level itself. Yeah, odd a bit. Those are called Scarfies, and I don't know why they blow up. Yeah, both runners very much behind their PBs right now. Because of stupid manipulation. MKCocoon just coming out on top. But Hasa, not far behind at all. That minute drop by MKCocoon, plus slightly better luck for Hasa, means that they are neck and neck once again. Going to the boss fight, you'll see both of them go to low, and first. Because it's fastest. And pretty much both runners just hoping that they get better luck than the other. At this rate, Hasa is coming up first from getting better low, and la. And both runners, again, going to different levels second. Again, personal choice. I start with low, and la, and I just go clockwise from there. So MKCocoon facing Cracko again, hopefully nicer to him now. That was kind of troll from Cracko. Cracko is not being nice to MKCocoon at all. Yeah, losing even more time from this Cracko. As long as, you know, Hasa gets average RNG, because MKCocoon, that did not look, that was not nice to him at all. Yeah, Hasa not getting a delicious Cracko. You're really hoping for a wild do right here. It's putting him even further, just into a less favorable position. Hard to say who's ahead right now. Well, MKCocoon is ahead right now, actually. I think. Nope. Sorry, Hasa's still ahead right now. However, a good DDD for MKCocoon and a bad DDD for Hasa could completely change this. Even the Wispy could change this. Hasa getting a bunch of puffs right there. MKCocoon getting a bunch of puffs right there. So, call it even on that. I don't think the runners know that both of them just kind of got screwed by that Wispy. They're thinking, ugh, I'm going to lose this now. Ooh, Hasa getting inhaled. That's a big time waste right there. Stupid slow animation. Oh, Hasa getting inhaled again, now at 1 health. DDD with still a ton of health left. MKCocoon getting nicked by the fuzzy ball on DDD's hat. That's kind of, not gonna lie, it's a bit of a pathetic hitbox to get hit by. Ooh, this is a weird comeback from MK. But again, still doable by Hasa. Still doable by MK. MK getting lucky, that was a good lucky hammer right there. He just needs to not get awful RNG. Yeah, this is MKCocoon's race. And that is a win for MK. Hasa with just a very, very unfortunate DE3. And unfortunately getting hit 2 times early. Oh, and now DD saw he lost, so it's like, oh, let me just give you 3 stars in a row. That sucks. That's so unfortunate for Hasa. Very, very close race right there. Tragic loss. Top 10 anime comeback. Whoever you're rooting for. Emotions. Quite crazy. Quite the lead change. I'm sure both runners will be very excited to start the third race in this soon. Hasa for redemption. MK wanting to keep his actually I wouldn't call it much of a hot streak because he dropped his minute in right before Cracko, which is possibly one of the worst places to drop it. Like, all the manip is for Cracko and Cracko too, and, you know, some low and la. But mostly Cracko and Cracko too. Waiting for the third race to start, I believe. What do you mean, I believe? Of course they are. What else are they doing? Drinking wine. So, I've been, again, talking about all this manipulation, talking about the stars and the inhaling involved. All of this was figured out 1 week before the tournament started by our very own Speedman, who is currently in Winners Finals, waiting to race the winner of this match. Yeah, it is best of 5. So this was discovered a week before by Speedman, who currently holds the world record in this game and is currently very much the #1 seed and has had the longest string of sub-12 races ever, still going, and it is somewhere in the he just got double digits recently. He might have gotten that with his race with Thomas just the other day. But what he has done for this game has brought down the time by more than any other point in this game's history. The world record for the longest time was an 11:23, I believe, or was 11:26, by the legendary Controller Head, with his iconic world record video with Roundabout playing in the background for all classic rock and JoJo fans. However, that an 11:20 anything sounds kind of pathetic when Speedman has regularly gotten sub 11 times with a world record of, I believe it's currently 10:47. You can correct me if that's incorrect. But what he's done has made some previously exceptional times look like chump change. They've been those previous runs are like grinding for hours and hours and days and even weeks and weeks in search of good RNG. And then Speedman figures all this out, which again probably took days and days and weeks of figuring out the RNG. But he probably only had to grind for 2-3 days to get a 1040 something, which is unbelievable. Like, that's actually insane what he's done for the game. When I first started writing this game in, I believe it was late 2015, maybe 2016, a sub 12 time would have gotten you top 20. Now I have to check what that even gets you, because that is like, you're like, oh yeah, of course he has sub 12. Sub 12 time now gets you 42nd. Like, the worst sub 12 time you can get will get you tied 41st. It used to be top 20 a couple of years ago. Now top 20 is sub 11:43. So the current record, yes, by Speedman is 10:47. And that is the only sub 11 time to exist, but he's gotten sub 11 multiple times with some, again, unbelievable gameplay. Unbelievable. The rest of the mid-11s that you see, anything from more than a couple of days ago, so pretty much, what is that, times the second place to 12th place times. Second and 12th has all just RNG grinding from the good old days, I guess. Then Dark Soul comes in at 14th, she has had a terrific rise to the top in this game. And then after that, 15 to like, where's MKCocoon, honestly? Oh, sorry, no, 7th place has a, manip time. But yeah, pretty much, this is brand spanking new. Most of the leaderboard is still RNG grinding, but you can very, very much beat that if you learn the manipulation in this. It is a terrific tool, and coming from some amazing science done by Speedman. Anyway, both runners are neck and neck right now. Almost synced up. If it wasn't for Hasa's screen, you might say, oh, it's just MKCocoon's screen, but delayed. Look, there's a slight difference there. But still, my point stands that, oh no, Hasa missing the door! Can we get a final boss in chat for that? As I was saying, runners neck and neck. I'm not sure if MKCocoon still has the manip going. So I've been busy talking about the other stuff, looking at times, all that. My apologies. Homie sound. Nice. Yeah, both runners in Kabula right now. Just messed the blimp up. Looking for if you die on this, it's just the Hindenburg disaster. I'd like to think of it. But onto bubbly clouds. Straightforward hold right room. You have to just be a little technical in the Scarfy room. Just don't mess up. Just don't mess up, OP. Just go fast. MKCocoon inhaled that last Bronzo Burt, and Hasa went underneath it. That's just a personal choice. I prefer to go under. And both runners into the Cloud Labyrinth now. Hopefully MKCocoon does not have PTSD from that first race. It's okay, don't worry, I can make jokes about it. I have it. But, yeah. Both into Cracko Jr., very close times. I believe it was from runners taking hits in there. So it looks like they teleport away, like right after they kill this. A star actually spawns in the middle of the, in the room, as MKCocoon just grabbed right there, and as did Hasa. Very close. The star actually spawns in it, but as long as you're on top of it as it spawns, then you take it, and it looks like you just go pew! Hasa getting the background glitch, MKCocoon not. To quote Solid Snake, it offers no tactical advantage. Yeah, I should get my Snake quote right for that one. I should be able to have more than that. So this little block room right here, you need to destroy the block right after the gap before you go over it. And it's actually very possible to fall in there if you like exhale too soon or just mess up in general, honestly. Runners into Cracko. We will see what happens. Yeah, okay, MKCocoon does definitely not have the minute right now. Hasa taking a 2-hit lead. 1-hit lead now. Yep. Wow. Tied? Nope. Hasa's favor. It's very back and forth and there's no manipulation going. It's quite crazy, honestly. And, hence the name of the title that you see above everything present on the screen. Kirby's DreamLand Cracko Crushing Tournament. It's Cracko crushing, not as in like, we're crushing Cracko. It's Cracko crushing us. It's crushing our hopes and dreams, chances of winning, etc., etc. Usual. Let's see. Now, this actually could be a point for MKCocoon to catch up. Ooh, little movement mistake from Hasa there, and he gets a bad first pattern. That's going to be a single hit. And only available to do single hits here as well for Hasa. MKCocoon getting a double cycle earlier than Hasa. However, they both revert. MKCocoon, possible comeback here. Oh no, but he misses the shot. So he's going to have to do just as many cycles as Hasa, which is very unfortunate. He just missed that last shot. It's part of where Lolo and Lala are entering the doors. It's part of it. Like the first half of the animation, you can attack them, they're hittable, but the second part of the animation, they're invincible and are already in the background and whatnot. So you just have to shoot them early. But this game likes to like mess you up. Like you just can't shoot it at fortunate times. Sometimes it's like you can inhale and you can shoot immediately. Sometimes you have to wait a bit. A lot of that was actually figured out in the science from Speedman the other day. Ooh, that's a damage boost past the Gorda. So the Gordas that guard the doors insta-kill you, and it's quite something to figure out, I feel like, if you're an 8-year-old kid, the target demographic of this originally. But, yeah, they do 6 damage to you, which is your entire health. But if you're in the hit animation from bumping into an enemy, such as that one right above the door, you can just walk past it. You know, you've got invincibility. Ooh, MKCocoon done with his second battle before... wait, no, was that his second? Jeez. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, you can do that in multiple different situations. I think you can do that in maybe 2 of the fights. There's also a task strat, as March has shown us, but it involves ducking and then on the next frame pressing up to get into the door. Because the Gordo moves up and down slightly, he kind of wiggles up. When he wiggles up, you duck, and then the next frame you press up to enter. He did it in his race against MKCocoon the other day. I do believe it was earlier this week. But he got it once, and then the rest of the times he failed it. And it cost him the race. It really cost him a legitimate shot at the race. I cannot wait to see a task with all the manips and the new stuff discovered in this game. Like, I really want to see the tasks in that. Yeah, looks like Hasa's game to lose right now. 2 health, but only 3 left on DDD. Single hits, no double hits for Hasa. Still looking to be enough. Yep, and it's just enough for Hasa to edge out Cocoon with an 11:53. Oh, that's unfortunate for MK. Kinda got bopped there. Still, did not matter, just kinda humiliating, I guess. He's gonna want to put that one behind him and get right onto this next race, I do believe.
Bro, right on the shirt.
Sorry about that. We're back now. So anyway, I'm assuming MKCocoon still has Manip, as we are only in World 1. They said the runners were going to take a break, but it was much shorter than I expected. If MKCocoon gets no pop, I'm just gonna assume it. No, MKCocoon gets 2 pops, so I think that means no Manip for him. Still ahead. So we have a true RNG race going here. This is, I guess you could say, as if this, tournament would have started, like, maybe 2 weeks earlier. This is what it would look like in its purest form. Just, pure KDL, no Manip, nothing special. It's just dealing with a lot of stuff in this game. So, Hosa just finishing up the... I'm sorry, I keep saying Hosa, it's Hasa. Just finishing up with the la 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 la. MKCocoon going for the curry strats, although he does not have the Manip. It's possible that this saves or loses time. But we don't know which is going to happen until he gets there. And he saves it. I don't know if he was able to salvage the manipulation or what, but now he has reclaimed his solid lead in this match over Hasa. Okay, sorry, he definitely had Manip. Thank you, Marsh. I just saw him get 2 puffs on the second half of Wispy. And again, going through a standard part of the run right here. Yeah, inhale, sideways, avoid. So in the chat right now, Marsh is kind of doing a better job of explaining the Manip than I have been. Thank you very much. I kind of needed that. MKCocoon at the star. Hasa getting there. Oh, MKCocoon messing up, having to resync with his Manip with those jumps right there. I have seen him do that in the past, so I do know that's one of the spots. I do believe that was a recent right there. MKCocoon still ahead. Somewhat
clench, only having 1 health, finishing that fight. But he does it safely, that's all that matters. Star restores your health. Nintendo game logic, just... Yep. MKCocoon holding right. Hardest part to hold right. If you don't know, like, to hold right, you might be a bit panicky here. Especially with that cannonball going right underneath your foot. However, once you, like, know the game, it's no big deal at all. Cloud Labyrinth. Need I say more? Yeah, MKCocoon has this down pat now. Looks like he just got nervous in that first race. Cracko Jr., standard again. So I know I'm out of the tournament now. Crashed out somewhere after, I think in my 4th match, maybe. But, I run with, like, old school strats. So, and I'm not the most practiced runner, so I'm not surprised that's where I was. Because a lot of these people, as much as they may or may not like the game, have more commitment to it than I do. Hey, and that's a background glitch. We love to see it. Yeah, both on the block line right now. So, that line of blocks always reminds me that there is a level in Kirby Nightmare and Dream in which a tournament is, you know, being thought up for later this year as a sequel to the one last year. Still in the works. However, there's the one level, 7-6, that references pretty much the entirety of Kirby's DreamLand. It's like a little synopsis of everything that goes on. You go through like 1 or 2 rooms from each world in this game, except for Mount DDD, of course. But it's a really nice little tribute, and it looks better in Kirby's Adventure because they leave everything black and white, but in Nightmare and Dreamland, the enemies are in color. Which I think is odd. I don't want to say a bit of an oversight, because they definitely chose enemy colors with intent in the rest of the game. However, we're just going to have to live with that little reference being imperfect, in my opinion. Ooh, unlucky from MKCocoon, the top-bottom split. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. And it's really hard to do something, even if there are just one gap of lines between the two. And he hits low, low, low. 1 hit ahead. Ooh, mmohasa can catch up here. Oh, no. Unfortunate miss. mmohasa, and unfortunate to get hit by the enemy right there. MKCocoon getting a good first pattern right there. Yeah, it looks like he's being a good Cracko here. Hopefully it keeps up this way for him. mmohasa tanking a hit from Kabula, tanking 2 hits. He's able to get out of there without too much damage done to him. He's not really going to have to worry about that much longer with the rest of the bosses. Yep, MKCocoon finishing up Cracko there. I switched screens a bit, so I don't know exactly how the second half of that fight went, but the first half of that fight was clean. Let's see how
see how Hasa handles this one. MKCocoon just has some of the more straightforward fights left. He really doesn't have to worry about health too much on this fight, so he can play this pretty aggressively and just worry about like not missing any hits. Although that should be a standard for somebody at his level, or even like just the sub 13 level. Hitting every hit out of blue should be expected. Yep, both runners on tree now. MKCocoon slightly ahead, but again, comes down to DDD. Hasa's going to have to hope for a good DDD. And he's going to have to play pretty well. Ooh, that's a nice pattern for Hasa right there. He's going to have to hope for a good DDD and pattern-wise and not getting attacked-wise. As in, like, inhaled especially. MKCocoon very much has the potential to go for a bunch of double hits, which we know from the first few rounds that he can do. Ooh, Hasa getting the big suck from DDD. Smash Bros. Players will be very familiar with that move. MKCocoon taking another hit there. Oh, and if you're in the air when DD does the hammer attack, like significantly in the air, he jumps up and swings up there, and you don't get a star. That might prove very detrimental to MKCocoon. We will see how the rest of this fight pans out. But again, Hasa still on the ropes. MKCocoon very much with a chance to double hit and definitely make. Oh, he takes damage there. Anything can happen right now. Runners are neck and neck. It depends on what patterns they get. And this will be. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It looks like MKCocoon, but I think we're going to have to go back and check that one. We're really going to have to go back and check that one. I think it was. It looked like MKCocoon, but it really comes down to how well it was synced. Like, wow. Unfortunate that we don't have like the in-game time that the Mario Kart Double Dash tournament has. Like, there have been games within the thousands there, but they have the IGT, which is nice. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is whack. I have, again, never seen anything like that. I don't know. But this is definitely going in like a hype reel. Again, I don't know what happens here. So I'm guessing by SRL time, I'm guessing that Hasa pressed enter first. Yeah, I can't say much about this. I don't know what's going on besides what the actual frick. Yeah, currently in the Discord, we are discussing. It looks like we're giving MKCocoon the victory, as RTA he finished faster. Still, unbelievable. mmohasa, not the happiest with this decision, but I'd call that reasonable. Yeah, some people not happy with the way it is. It's just so hard. It's really hard to because you kind of have to disappoint one runner or the other. Monka S. Also, is my quality like bad right now? I'm sorry if it is. Scary. We're taking a 5-minute break here to try and cool down. So Nick says, Adirondack Nick says 5-minute break. If you This is the most drama there's ever been in a Kirby tournament. Alright, it is game 5 time. Sorry for the delay, guys. We're just kind of waiting for people to sort this out, I'm guessing. Yep. Looks like we're heading to game 5. So we're going to have a high tension game 5 here. We are very much ready. I'll check out the channel.
Saying that all programas
This is crazy, to say the least. Oh, shoot, I just closed the RTMP. Alright. That loud. Starting in 60 seconds. Pog. We're getting going. Ten seconds for the grudgiest match in Kirby history, recent Kirby history at least. So for a recap of what's happened, the race was a photo finish. MKCocoon wins in RTA, but the SRL time for mmohasa was lower because he had his timer synced to the website. So when he pressed enter, or when he pressed his final split, it automatically done for him. However, with MKCocoon, he had to press, click on the window and press enter. So he ended up having a slower SRL time, but he barely eked out the win in RTA. So we're really taking this to Game 5 on what seems pretty legitimate grounds. And I don't know if this is going to get to the players' heads. We tried to take a little break to let them both cool down, give them a chance to get level-headed. But I don't know if we're going to be seeing more mistakes, more aggressive play. I hope to see a good match, though. I hope there's no extremely bad blood between the two runners. And again, this is still winner's side, so even if they lose, they will have a chance to come back in through the losers bracket. Yeah, there's no precedent in this tournament. We let the speed aiming. Wow, that was a synchronized star grab for the most part. MKCocoon barely ahead in RTA. big OP. Well, now it's mostly... Oh. Both grab the 10-gallon hat at different times. So, throughout the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to keep saying, "This is crazy," over and over again. Because we're looking to have a very close race, and the crazy lead up to this. So we just gave the final decision on what to do to Great Toddman, the organizer of this tournament, who has done a very good job so far. And this is probably the first, you know, semi-contentious decision he's had to make, because, you know, one runner is going to feel robbed or the other. There's no easy solution to this. MKCocoon getting the quick... No, not getting the quick kill. He gets 4 hits in. I do believe that makes it slower than a good normal fight. And now MKCocoon is again behind Hasa, but barely. Well, the gap is now opened up to more than 1 second, which is the biggest it's been all race. 3 minutes in. Not much to separate the two sides. Yeah. So you note that is a very good point made. And because someone did it. There's always someone trying to find a loophole, because, you know, technically it's not illegal, kind of thing. Also, I do not notice how MKCocoon got behind. I'm sorry. Again, standard float island. No, yeah, float islands. Yeah, that's what it's called. We'll see if MKCocoon can carry the RNG manip through this. His movement did fail him slightly in the previous world. However, there's still a whole lot of Kirby left to play here. I up arrow with MKCocoon in what he said in the chat. Yeah, for most runners, this is still RNG meme. Yeah, there's a lot of arguments to be had about the whole RTA versus SRL. As Dark Soul makes a point pretty much against using the timer linked with speedrun.com and speedrunslive.com, an argument against it. However, yeah, we can see. IGT, however, might take up some time if there's some mistakes and whatnot with the timers. Like, we had to use a clip of MKCocoon to figure out if he got the, if he actually beat Asa. Still a significant gap between the two sides right now. Well, I mean, more of a developing gap, I guess I could say. Again, it's a community decision here, and especially TO decision to be made. Hopefully this doesn't add, you know, too much contention or drama to the Kirby community. I mean, the most we've had to deal with is problems between individuals before, but I'd rather not have, like, basically a political issue split on this. That's really how it feels right now. MKCocoon unfortunately hit by that Scarfy. The big explosion. It's Cracko time. It is run-determining Cracko time. That's another swoop for MK. Mmohasa getting good luck right there. Mmohasa getting very good luck right there. Mmohasa getting insanely good luck right there. Wow, that was really good. Yeah, Rick does make a good point. It is match-determining Cracko time. That Cracko might have just killed MKCocoon's run and chance here. However, as I said before, this is the winner's bracket, and even if either runner gets out, they still have a chance to make it as far as they can. Good finish there from Mmohasa. MKCocoon unlucky with the low la la patterns. Still gets the hit though. I don't know if he'll be able to make this. I think he'll hold on. Oh no, he doesn't hold on to it. Questionable decision right there. I don't know what it's going to cost him. Going to the Cracko fight, something again, match determining might happen here. He still goes, he doesn't go for the damage boost. I don't know if he's comfortable with that or not. But he's seeing what happens here. Mmohasa coming into it now, so we'll have a nice side-by-side comparison of what's going on. For the most part, at least. I do recall MK did enter decently earlier. Ooh, good for Mmohasa, not good for MK. Good for Mmohasa, not good for MK. Mmohasa gaining some time on this Cracko, it seems. MKCocoon finishing up the fight. Mmohasa finishing up the fight just right after. 3 bosses down for Mmohasa, 2 down for MK. DDD could make or break it, especially with Mmohasa at only 3 health. Could be safe, it might not be. I really don't know. Too puff for Mmohasa. But again, that is one of the more minor RNG affecting factors. There's RNG that can lose you a lot more time. MK taking looks like 3 damage on Kabula. Ooh, those are a bunch of puffs from Wispy. MK with a slight mess up right there, just hitting the wall. He goes for the tournament winner and fails it. Tragic. He's nervous now, it seems. He realized that he had to go for that, to try and do everything he could to save it. But it looks like it might not be enough for him. Unless, you know, there's a significant mistake from Mmohasa in this part, there's not much he can do. Not much he can do now. He must be seeing what's going on now to have gone for that skip. Very much Hasa's game to lose now. And Hasa takes it in a dramatic 5-game series. To be in winners finals. Wow. MKCocoon just finishing up this fight. Fair play to him for finishing it off. MKCocoon finishes with a 12:38. So Hasa takes the win here, 3-2 in some very, very, very close matches. All 5 of them. Wow, very, very close. Let me just... My messages are sending slowly, unfortunately. Yeah. So I think this will be it for now, it seems. And the next bracket matches, or well, remaining in the bracket at least. You can type !KDL in chat and figure that out. But still remaining. Yeah, no, it looks like no interviews right now. So we're going to have Speedman versus Hasa. And we're going to have MKCocoon waiting on his next match. So we don't know what's going to be next. It looks like we're going to have to go through a bunch of losers round matches. And, yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in.